Thank you, and I'm a doctor, so pay attention, for crying out loud. Thank you, President DeFleur, and distinguished guests and graduating seniors. You know, it's ironic. I find it ironic that after 4 years of learning how to schedule your classes so you're not up before 12 o'clock, and here we are at the crack of 7 or whatever it is. It's an interesting day, these whole graduating. I find it also interesting that here we are on a day celebrating your academic achievements. We're honoring how smart you are, and they force you to wear a hat that makes you look more stupid than you will ever look again. I don't quite get the idea with the hat. You've succeeded, you've worked hard, put a little pointy pizza box on top of your head. And just to rub it in, maybe a little fluffy cat toy to hang into your eyes. Nobody loves the hats. You'll notice the first thing you do traditionally is when you leave, you throw the hat as far as you can. So to show people who might give you a job, look, take away the hat, I'm actually very smart. And many of you today who are thinking of going on for postgraduate work in master's or for a PhD, I'm here to tell you, this is the way to go. Forget all the applying to schools and reading and working in libraries. Here's what you do. Get yourself a TV show. Wait about 25 years and they throw these things at you, I'm telling you. So much easier. You know, pardon the back of my head back there. I'll do the whole speech again later, that way. You know, when I found out that I was going to get this honorary doctorate, I was, of course, flattered, but it made me a little nervous about my own doctors, because I never actually bothered to check if they were real doctors or honorary. And you might want to look into that yourselves in the future. Pardon me, Dr. Spiegelman, I notice under the word doctor it says HNR. Did you not go to medical school? No, not as such, not really. I was an English lit major, but I've been very generous to my alma mater, so I can practice pretty much anywhere I want. So do look into that. I have always been proud of having gone to Binghamton. Binghamton, even then, was the crown jewel of the state school system. That's right. A fine education at reasonable prices. That's the slogan. Reasonable. I know things have gone up over the years, but just to give you an idea, when I was here, room and board and a full year's tuition, $11. $11, folks. That was in-state, of course. If you were out of state, it was about $85, but still, it was quite a deal. And when you tell people that you've gone to Binghamton, you'll find, well, two things. You'll find that you earn their respect, and you'll also find that you spend a lot of time spelling Binghamton for people. It's just, a great deal of your adult life will be spent saying, no, there's no P. There's no P, and no. No P. It's not like the Hamptons, Northampton or Southampton. No, there's no Bing. It's not next to Bing. It's just Binghamton. Sometimes, though, you will find that the spelling errors actually work in your favor. I mean, usually I actually didn't say Binghamton. I usually said I went to Harpur. And here is the key, folks. If you say Harpur really fast, it sounds like you went to Harvard. And that, I would advise you to cling to that with all your might. So I went to Harpur. Harvard, whatever. I went to Harvard. It was 4 years at Harvard. Harvard, whatever. Did I get the job? So I have very, very fond memories of Binghamton. I remember the water, for example. I couldn't get enough of it then. I have fond memories. I remember very early, my first year. It was September. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful sunny day. And someone said, look at that beautiful blue sky, huh? That warm sun. Kiss it goodbye. Kiss that goodbye. They were very open about it. They said, you will not see the sun again until the end of May. It's just a scientific phenomenon. The sun cannot shine in this area. The sun's rays hit the earth, they hit Johnson City, and they bounce to South America. They just can't come in. Brazil and Paraguay have most of the Tri-City area heat for most of the year. How I remember that phrase, the Tri-City area. I hadn't thought of that till I was driving back. The Tri-City area. It's not, by the way, it's called the Tri-City area, not because of the Endicott Johnson City. It's actually called the Tri-City because all the little areas, they're trying to be a city. We're really trying. You know, they try. We've got hockey, we've got movies, we've got a symphony, we've got several types of pasta. We're trying. We're trying our best here. I was very moved. Yesterday I was walking around the campus, and a lot of it looked the same, and it was great to be back, and a lot of it was new and built up. There were new study halls and new labs and new dorms and parking. I mean, when I was here, that was before the invention of parking. If you had a car back in my day, you had to park in Roscoe, just to give you an idea. Roscoe, New York. We walked 110 miles, but we were proud, happy to do it. You don't get to say Roscoe often enough in life, and I'm so happy it came up. When I was in school here, there were two main groups of academic pursuit. There were pre-meds, and then there was everybody else. There was one group that was, I want to be a doctor, and the other group, I don't really want to be a doctor. I don't know what I want to do, but I'm not going to be a doctor, I'll tell you that. And that was my group. My group, the field was wide open for us. We could have gone anywhere, and you would hear great conversations in the dorm. You'd hear like, I'm torn between, it's either poli-sci or Hawaiian dance. I'm not sure. I'm either going to be, I'm on the fence. It's either philosophy or chasing ants around with a stick. I'm not sure exactly. I'm either going to be a business major with a minor in psych, or I'm just going to stay in my room and eat Dunkin' Donuts till I explode. I'm not sure. I'm still weighing my options. And I had no idea what I was going to do. This is a true story. Freshman year, orientation, this is embarrassing. I was the only kid who did not know that you are supposed to pick your own courses. I'm telling you, I did not know that. I thought it was like high school. They just tell you where to go, and you read the book and you show up. I couldn't believe it. I literally said, wow, I get to pick? Why are they asking me? I'm 17 and I'm relatively stupid. How would I know? And then they gave me this course guide with all these fabulous options, and I said, wow, anything I want? I can do anything? Gee, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to... I don't want to do anything, to be honest. I just kind of happy here sitting talking to girls and watching cartoons. I was really content. I had no idea what I was doing. Junior year, no better. Junior year, and this is really, really pathetic, and this is true. I took a geography course, a very simple introductory, one of those just for idiots geography courses, to fill a science requirement. And last week of the course, somebody tells me, it's not a science. I said, what do you mean it's not a science? I said, well, it's a social science. It doesn't count as a science. I said, well, how can it not be a science? It ends in a Y. Isn't it? Like chemistry, biology, astronomy? They said, no, you're an idiot. And I went, I just had no idea how school worked. So you can imagine, for someone that dumb, I was a bit concerned when they asked me to speak here today to offer you words of wisdom, to you, the first graduating class of the new millennium. Fortunately, people do grow and they learn as the years go by, and I have been out in the world a bit, so what have I learned in 25 years? Not that much, I will be honest with you. Not a lot. I do know this. I will tell you this. Life is short. That is true. Life is very short. And you hear that a lot. It's a cliche, but I think it's really true. I mean, think about it. 10 years ago, most of you were 11 years old. You were nagging your parents to get tickets for New Kids on the Block. You know what I mean? It's a long time ago. And now you're graduating college, about to set forth in the world. I mean, I still think of myself as having graduated a couple of years ago. And in fact, when I got my diploma here, most of you were not born. This blows my mind. But it's really clear. Life is short. So what does that mean? It means don't wait for things to happen. You know, if you want something, go after it, make it happen. As it says on my sneaker box, just do it. It means we only have so many years in this lifetime, so spend as little time as possible being miserable. It is your right, and in fact, it's your obligation to not be miserable. For example, if you've spent, let's say you've spent the last 4 years planning whatever, planning to be a CPA, and one day you take a real hard look around, or you realize the world has changed, or you've changed, and you realize you don't so much want to be a CPA, guess what? You don't have to. You don't have to. You can change your mind. This is America. Some countries you have to be a CPA. It's very, very strict in certain countries. But you are allowed to change your mind, and that's important to remember. Now, I know there are many parents here, sitting here right now, thinking, what is this guy, nuts? I just paid for 4 years of pre-med. What is he talking about? Why don't he take his little tassel and his robe and get out of here? And I understand that concern. I'm not saying that these decisions should be made lightly. You know, don't be crazy now. I'm not saying that you should come home one day and just, you know, on a whim say, Mom and Dad, I'm going off, I'm going to live among the sheep. You know, don't be crazy. I would say think long and hard and often about how you want to spend your life. And then really, really do what you love, because life is short. My freshman year, it seems everything happened the first couple of weeks. I don't know what I did junior and senior year. Everything happened freshman year. My freshman year, I was in a play, Hinman Little Theater. I was in... with that guy right here, still in school, which is interesting. I did Guys and Dolls, and I was in the play for no other reason than it seemed like a thing to do. And actually, the guy who they originally cast dropped out. I don't know if he left. So they said, does anybody want to do this? I said, all right. So I was in, and I had no desire to be an actor. I had no desire to be in the theater. But the whole experience of it, this unplanned experience, was so much genuine fun, and it gave me such a profound sense of camaraderie and joy and purpose that it cut right through me. And I remember very clearly walking out of, we had a party after the show was over in Smith Hall, and I remember sitting out by myself in the cold, and I didn't take a jacket because I was not that clever. And I remember sitting out and staring at the stars and I made a note to myself as deeply as I could that whatever it was that made me feel this good, I want to do it again. Whatever it is, this is what I should be doing. This is what felt right. And in my experience, those moments of clarity are really few and far between. So when they do come, listen to them and hold on to them, because they'll serve you well. Now, when I say do what you love, I don't mean to sound all poetic and touchy-feely, you know, fight the system, dig me, I'm a rebel. I say do what you love because if nothing else, it's smart business. I mean, do you know how many other people are graduating out there with degrees like yours who want to do the same things that you do? Many, many, many other people. Now, who do you think is going to do better? The ones who come home excited and wake up excited because they genuinely love what they do, or the one who took the job because everything else was taken and this one came with a dynamite dental plan? When I graduated, I was, as the president of the floor said, I was a music major. I had no idea what I was going to do. And I didn't know how you turn that into a career. So somebody said to me at the time, somebody said that the guys who write the jingles for commercials, they make a lot of money. And that's like how you can make money at music. So I thought, all right, I'll do that. How hard could that be? So somebody set up an interview with me with this big-time advertising agency, and the guy said to me, he was very persuasive. He said, look, this is an unbelievably competitive field. It's brutal. So unless you have to do this, unless you can't live without doing this, then I would suggest you do something else, do anything else, because this is really hard. And I said, okay. And I didn't, because I didn't have to do it. I was never going to look back and regret having not been a jingle writer, and I knew that I didn't have what it would have taken to succeed. Because the truth is, no matter what you do, you're going to end up working really hard. You are going to work hard. So why not stack the odds in your favor and do something that you love? Because no matter what you do, there are going to be tough days. Everybody has tough days. Doctors have tough days. Social workers have tough days. Poets, tough days. Even ice cream men have tough days, you know. Sure, they're outdoors and they're playing with kids, but you listen to Edelweiss 14,000 times a day on the bells. Even guys who have no jobs, who just sit around and watch TV, they have tough days. The cable could go out, you know. So no matter what you do, there are going to be days that you just go, boy, this sucks. This sucks. But if you love what you do, if the good days feel really great, then you have the strength to withstand the bad ones. You'll still say, boy, this sucks, but then you'll take a beat and go, but it's great. So that's what I've learned. Life is short. And the only other thing I've learned is this. Life is long. Life is really long. As quickly as it goes by, and as important as I really think it is to pursue your dreams with passion, I'll be with you in 1 second, I'm just talking to you. It's freshman class, they are getting younger, it's unbelievable. Just bring a check to table 7, apparently they need. As quickly as life goes by, and as important as I think it is to pursue dreams with passion, it may not happen tomorrow. You know, and sometimes there's a reason to wait. When I graduated, I immediately went to the comedy clubs and I started doing stand-up. And everybody who was doing it, they had one goal in mind. We all wanted to be discovered. And the thought was, well, if we go on stage every night, well, somebody very smart and powerful will say, hey, that guy is the greatest thing ever. Let's make him a huge star by Tuesday. And of course, it doesn't happen that way. And if it does, it probably shouldn't. Because what I discovered instead was that by going up every night and working every day at something that I loved and would have done even if nobody was paying me, which they weren't, in fact, what I discovered by accident is that every day I got a little better. And I came to discover how much I didn't know and how much more I needed to learn, how every time you hit a curve in the road, you find out there's more road. And suddenly I was so happy and relieved that nobody smart and important had seen me because I wasn't ready. And it's a terrible thing to have opportunity knock and nobody's home. You know, you want to make sure you have the goods to deliver. And there's no downside to continuing to get better. It seems like we've all been trained, to jump on every opportunity. And they seize, carpe diem, seize the diem there. Seize the diem. But I've discovered that it's true, but it's also sometimes it's better to let some DMs pass. Here's an example. This is going to happen. One day you are going to be at a party and you're going to see somebody in the corner. And you know this person can help your career. And you can say, whoa, this is a great opportunity. I have to go really nag them. And something inside you feel a little squirrely about bothering somebody in the middle of a chicken sandwich. Here's what I would say. Leave them alone. Trust your instinct. If you're probably right, and another, better, appropriate time will come. Because opportunities rarely come just once. They're out there. It's just wait. And sometimes you have to take a deep breath and wait. It'll happen. And as Lily Tomlin said, if trying harder doesn't work, try softer. So you may ask yourself, that's it? That's what this guy has to say? Life is short and life is long, and they're giving this pinhead a PhD. That's all I had. It turns out most of the conclusions that I've come to in life have equally valid contradictions. It is true you need to make your own breaks. Nobody else is going to help you. It's also true, though, that people will help you. And I think it's true that you need to make a plan, set a goal, and stick to it. But I would also advise, don't keep your eyes so fixed on your goal that you miss what sneaks up to surprise you, because magic will come from unexpected places. And I agree, absolutely. Don't let anybody get in your way. Don't listen to people who say no, or people who think they know what you need. But, on the other hand, listen to some people who think they know what you need some of the time. So now, with all these conflicting pieces of advice, how do you know which to listen to? Okay, this is where you come in. You get to decide. You make the choices, which is pretty much what I found out my first week freshman year in Binghamton. We get to pick our own courses. It turns out you are actually in charge of you. Pretty scary. Here's the good news. There's nobody who can do that job better than you. You are like the perfect person for that job. There's nobody else graduating anywhere who has what you have, which is the innate sense of what is best for you, what will make you the happiest and what will make you the most fulfilled and will lead you to a place where you can contribute the most. So be confident and relaxed, because you got that job. You are already the person who has to be you. If there's anything I can say, it's clean up your dorms before you go, because I saw what was there. It was not pretty. If there's anything I would say, it's be courageous. Don't be afraid to bet on yourself. Be truthful to others. Be honest to yourself. Play fair. And be nice. That's really all I had. And at this commencement, as you commence on out of here, know that the life you're about to commence is really good. It's really good. And what you have within you to offer will make it even greater. So on your mark, get set, commence. Good luck.